We'll call it to order. Pledge of Allegiance. I know.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we're having the Holly Township Park Commission regular meeting for October 12th, 2022 at 7 p.m. We'll have to make a correction to the agenda. It's got the wrong date at the top.
Okay.
Oh, can I have somebody take minutes?
I'll do it.
Do you need a pen and paper or anything?
I think I'll just use the back of whatever we've got here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get roll call, please?
Joe Hutchins.
Here.
Donna McBride.
Here.
Okay, Sean Grogel.
Here.
Patrick Feeney.
Here.
Kathleen Martin. Here. And Kurt Muskovich.
Here.
I'll put KM squared.
That's fine. Or you can do KXM. Courtney.
Oh, yeah. Courtney Coster.
Yeah. She let me know she wouldn't be making it today.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to excuse Courtney from tonight's meeting.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Grogel. Thank you.
All those opposed? None. Motion carries. Consent agenda. The minutes and the bills for payment. All items listed under consent agenda are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the Holly Township Park Commission. They will be approved in one motion. There will be no separate discussion. If discussion is required, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and discussed separately a meeting after the consent agenda in its normal sequence on the regular agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. Financial statement. I know this is last minute. I don't know if we want to go through this real quick. Probably be a good idea. I wish Courtney was here so if we had any questions.
Do you have copies of the financial?
You have what I get. Oh, you don't have a copy there? I'm sorry. Let's make sure I don't have doubles here. No. I thought I put one over there. I'm sorry, Donna.
Sure.
There should be one more floating around.
Unless it's in
Oh,
here.
is it
It's
here?
there.
Do you have it?
No, I got it
The
here.
financials?
Ah, there it is.
You got one?
Yes.
I do. Thank you.
Okay.
There's something on here that I'm not recognizing. Delage Financial, what is that?
Yeah, thank you. I was just going to ask on that myself.
I'm not sure. I know the name sounds familiar, but off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you.
Would that be for the mower?
No, that's
No.
Synchrony.
Is, or,
That's the 666.
don't mean to be guessing here, but could that possibly be for the copy machines? You know which one that is?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's-
Okay.
It's
No, I had
another,
this- Yeah.
credit card. It just comes up automatically.
That one, yeah, I'd like to-
Why don't we hold this for next month?
Do we have a meeting next month?
Yes, we do.
We do in November?
Oh, no, we don't.
No.
This November we don't, December we do, and then January we don't.
Wasn't there questions last month about the financial statement also?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I think we did
Did we?
table approval because of that at the, off the top of my head now, I'm sorry, but I can't.
No, that's fine.
I think we tabled it.
We got the minutes.
I think that's
Synchronicity.
yeah, I think that's
Oh,
the
that
one,
one.
that's the one that.
That's for the
Zero turn
turn.
mower.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's,
Yeah, and yeah, Feeney did table it for the financial inspect.
yep. But was that, my thought was on that one was is that we weren't, is it not that we weren't sure what we were?
We didn't have it, that's
Didn't
why.
have it, yeah, that was.
That was the whole
issue.
thing.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And we don't
easy.
have Courtney here, and if we have any questions, she's not here to answer them.
Yeah, that was the issue. That's, I
Right.
was gonna say, yeah, we did not have it.
I mean, we do have the question on the Delage Financial.
Right. Yeah, and I guess too, I'm not questioning anything weird. I was trying to understand why we had a amount of $1,050 to State Bank. Because it kind of looks like we're paying them. I just was wondering what we're.
Well, oh no, I don't know, because it's, yeah,
You
you're
know what I'm
right.
saying?
Well, it says check number, so I don't know why we don't have any check numbers either.
Yeah. That's,
And there's two to State Bank.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there's, you know, one looks like it could be something like
Yeah,
a
this
monthly
year-
fee. You know, that's.
And two different accounts.
Yeah.
State
Mine's-
Bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wednesday
you're
night-
right. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Wednesday, 9/14 financial statement minutes says, Coster stated that she has not learned how to do this well, and we tabled this month's financial statement until next month, so that's where we're at from last month.
Oh, the $1,050 is for the leagues and tournament. So my guess is that's a
A
deposit,
deposit.
Deposit.
But that's
okay.
not-
Okay. That's
clear.
not clear. That's. You know,
643 is the concessions at the beach, so my guess is that's a deposit.
okay. All right.
But it says bills for payment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Someone wants to look at that. It looks like we're paying something.
702, that's, yeah, payroll. 702 is payroll. 920 is beach utilities, consumers beach, okay. 921, park utilities. I don't know what the G means. Nature Center's got to be the 108. The Oakland County, that's 931, that's park repairs. But I think that was our testing. I don't know what that'd be under park.
Parkland County Health Department?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
where we had to
that's
send the water samples in.
Yeah,
Yeah. Synchronous, why would that be under park repairs?
because that mower's charged to the parks.
Right, but why would it be
Why?
under park repairs?
I don't know. It's, yeah.
And
It should be under equipment.
Yes.
That way it's kind of self-explanatory.
Okay.
now,
Waste management, that one's
Where's my
okay.
pretty purple here?
727. Okay, so the Delage Financial is under operating supplies.
okay.
So that really confuses me.
Operating supplies. Yeah, that's something that probably needs to be a little bit clearer. And the
Well-
third one from the bottom too. Is that one that the 751.41
That's Tony's payroll and pension.
pension? Okay.
If I may interject, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Just real quick, Mr. Feeney, you're saying it needs to be clear. If you look at new business on the agenda, look under new business under F, we will be discussing a bookkeeper for the Parks and Rec.
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay, so at this point in time,
I,
I would, well, first of all, Mr. Chair, on the minutes, I know we
Yep.
approved them already, but at the very top, it says, meeting was called to order by Chairperson Griggle. That needs to be amended to Chairperson Miskovich.
Yep.
That's number one. And number two, I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and pay the bills and get more clarification from hopefully our new bookkeeper Come December.
Point of order.
Yes, sir.
We've already, the pay the bills is under the consent agenda, which we already approved and passed.
I apologize. I misspoke. I mean, approved the financial statement.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
I apologize.
did you mean to say approve the financial statement?
Yes, with clarification from hopefully our new bookkeeper come December.
Okay, my question on that is, I'd love to be able to do that, but can we table it 2 months in a row? I mean, what's the ramifications?
Well, it's
The
not like
bills
we're
have
not
already
paying our
been
bills.
paid.
Yeah.
So it's basically just.
Right, the statement
Right.
is what I mean.
Right, just the statement.
Okay.
And we've done that before. We didn't have financial reports or where else because of taxes coming in, money, tax money coming in, so we couldn't finalize our financial statements until we got money actually paid from the township office to us, so we've tabled this before.
Okay. One more correction I'd like to make to the meeting minutes is that this says it was from 9/14/2021. I'd like to make that 2022. I don't see anything else.
Did you make a motion to table this?
I'd like to resend my motion. And I don't know if Kathleen, if you'd like to make the motion to table it to December, I'll support it.
Yeah, me too, because I'm not gonna say yes to this.
No.
Rescind, I'm sorry guys, I'm not used to doing this.
I'm sorry,
Take your time.
I rescind my motion.
To approve the financial statements. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to table the approval of the financial statement for the month, this prior month.
September.
Because of September, because of unanswered questions, unclear entries.
Okay.
I second
I
that.
think we need a roll, oh, go ahead, second.
Who did, Donna?
Yeah.
And then I think we need a roll call for this.
Joe?
Yes?
Donna?
Yes.
Sean?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes.
Mr. Miskovich?
Yes.
Okay. Me, of course, yes. So it is tabled.
Okay. Public comment, we don't have any public, so we'll bypass that. Old business, trail cams for Sorensen, we'll get up. Oh,
I'm sorry, with your permission.
yes,
So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm doing this correctly.
Okay.
It says we have the minutes for 13th, 20th, 27th, August 8th, and 25th. What is that? Because I have one for
the 14th.
September 14th.
Oh,
Those were handed out
last month, that's a mistake on my part when we did
Okay,
this.
so we already had that.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
it's fine that
that's
we
already been
approved.
done.
Yep, I apologize, like I said, this was last minute kind of,
September 14th
yep.
is now the correct information. Okay, thank you, sorry.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Well,
Are you ready to go?
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
Okay, so I was asked to do some price comparison on trail cameras for the disc golf park. As you can see in front of you, I actually went to the low end to show where they start at and work their way up.
the best deal I found was the Eco Moment from Walmart.com. You didn't get one? I'm sorry.
I think I got two of them together, so you can have mine.
But we're gonna have to decide on the trail cams because there's a whole bunch of different types. You can get battery, you can get solar powered. A lot of the cams I looked at took between 4C batteries, 8 AA batteries. Some have internal memory, some you have to buy SD cards for. So it just depends the route we wanted to go. Myself, I think if someone sees a camera hanging there, it's going to be more of a deterrent than the actual filming of the person themselves. I would say, like I said, I was looking at the Eco Moment, very large camera. You can't miss it. It's camouflage, though. Comes with its own bungee cords. It takes 8 AA batteries and SD cards, so you're looking at approximately another $30, which makes it right around $55, give or take.
Okay.
But if you, so the batteries
The SD card.
and the SD card you could pull out and
Yeah.
take if you were going to, so
Right.
if we had a spot where we actually wanted to make sure we were keeping an eye on it, we could pull it out and look at it like, okay.
Yeah, you have to get a reader for the SD card.
Yeah, well, those are generally pretty standard.
There's
on
already a
laptops.
bunch up at the nature center.
Yeah.
And they also got trail cams. Wow, I'm getting a lot of feedback. They got trail cams that'll actually send the photos right to your cell phone as well. But it depends who's got the cell phone in their possession because you never know if there's coons in the area.
Right.
Blow your phone up. So just something to take into consideration. It's nothing that I would say we need to approve right yet because of the fact that we're going into wintertime. It's something that we should probably look into in the spring.
Yeah.
Who knows? We could probably fall into some better deals come Black Friday sales. Amazon, I was looking at some of their things. They have that early sales right now. A lot of their trail cameras are up to 50% off right now. But again, I think it's something that we're going to have to discuss and figure out exactly what do we want. Do we want to put decoys up? Do we want to put real cameras up?
Maybe a combination.
A combination, this, that, and the other. But this will give you a general idea of where we should probably go and where we should probably start.
Batteries, I'm thinking probably the best ones because the growth and coverage with the trees and that would probably be there.
Who's going to go out there and retrieve the SDs and fill the batteries up when they need?
But then on the other hand, if you have cameras out there that are depending on solar power and who's going to go cut the laser, pull the trees back
Right.
when they're coverage, it's a catch-22 on the one,
Joe?
I've had some experience because I'm a hunter with trail cameras. I got a couple trail cameras. The ones that go usually for 50% off are getting outdated. I got a buddy that has trail cameras and goes to a cell phone, and they give you more hits. With the SD cards and stuff, with the batteries, you got to go out and service them. And we also need some at the beach because some lovely person's pulling hole shots again in our driveway, our parking lot out there.
Doing what?
Hole shots, donuts.
Burnouts.
And they just got through grading it again and putting chloride on it, and not a day later, somebody else is out there tearing up our driveways. So,
Just like-
and they're using our dumpster again. And that's where we got to get a hold of dumpster company because they can lock those. And like I say, we got time to research a lot of these trail cameras. I have some old school ones that I'm not using, so we can always play with those. But somebody's got to go out and retrieve the SD cards because they'll get filled. And it comes down to how many pixels and how much memory you got in them. Because
Right. 'Cause if
you
you
can be
can't
out there
see-
every 2 days, or you can be out there every 2 weeks. Because the raccoons, like you said, Sean, they trip them all the time. 'Cause
Yep.
I had them at my place up north. And more of it was for security than it was for varmints.
Yep.
Because I was a quarter mile back off the road.
Right.
So, yeah, it's good security. And along with a handful of cheap fake ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great point and a great start. Thank you, Sean, for researching all that. My thought along with Joe, is that we're going to have golfers walking by hopefully often.
Yep.
Right.
They already do.
So, so with that in mind, maybe we do need to, should we do a workshop? Or should we talk about it not in a standard meeting? And
I mean, we could. I mean, like I said, it's something that,
You know, kind of get wrap our heads around.
right?
And like you say, Sean, we don't really need them to spring because snow interferes with them.
Right.
And there's not a lot going on in the winter. The batteries don't last very long,
Right,
you know.
in the cold, yeah.
That'd be something we could probably plan a workshop for, like in 2023 or something like that, so.
January,
Yeah,
Yeah, because we don't have a meeting in January or November.
right.
sounds good.
Did we want to schedule that now then? For January? Or just use
No,
our-
let's do it in December.
December?
Yeah.
Let's schedule it.
Oh, in
In December,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, yeah. You think something on that might, some input from the disc golf might be helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a bad
That would
idea.
be-
Halloween update. I'm not sure who we were talking, somebody, was that you?
Courtney,
Courtney, okay.
Courtney.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to,
and that is happening on the 29th.
Yeah.
Yep.
She had said she had, and I don't know whether she contacted Sarah or not, McCanny, to find out. I know I messaged her, Sarah, and asked her if there was a spot open. She said, absolutely, come on up, but I'm not sure what movement has been made since then. I guess the games were gonna come onto the sheds, and then we were gonna run the games. We were given a pad by Sarah, right in front of where the Holly Depot is.
Yeah.
That whole area where the farmer's market usually gathers.
right.
So there's plenty of room. I'm just
Whether-
I'm not available that night myself
Right.
to do that. I'm catering that night,
Is-
so
What night, day of the week?
29th.
I know, what day is it? Is that a Friday?
I
It's
think
a
it's a
Saturday. or-
Saturday.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
a
it's
Saturday.
Saturday.
I
It's the
wasn't sure
same
what
day that
Halloween.
they're having a Halloween party at the
The VFW, isn't it?
VFW.
They're having one at Back Roads, they're having,
Yeah.
yeah, there's all kinds of things going on.
Yeah, and probably the Baptist church.
Yep.
Yeah, the Trump one.
So, again, I mean, if we table it now, then
Yeah, we won't be able to do it.
we're not doing
I
it.
would do it. No.
Well, don't they have our bounce house as it is? No?
No, I got that back, it's back in storage. I need to pull it out and move it where it should be.
What if we were just to let them use the bounce house again? That way we can say we were a part of it, but at the same time,
I can always contact, I guess, try to contact
That's true.
Sarah McCanny and,
I'd rather see it used than sitting there.
Yeah.
so,
Right.
You know.
Right, I'm sorry that I don't know what the games or what kind of shape they are in, but it
Right.
sounded like there was some cornhole or something.
there's like,
Target.
a
there's
ring toss.
There's like ghosts where you throw, there's a ring toss, but I don't know if the rings are there.
Right,
I
and we
can-
would still have to find volunteers.
And there's the boards where you stick your face in and take pictures.
Oh, that would be.
Oh,
so
that's,
cute.
Yeah.
yeah. I could call Sarah and, is it S-A-R-A or S-A-R?
S-A-R-A-H.
Okay.
McCanny, or I can get back in touch with her. I mean, all it took was a quick message on Facebook and she was all about it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
if you want, can you
I
include
can,
me
but
in
what
that?
about
Well, that way I can maybe get her the stuff and we can figure out from there. I probably won't be able to help, I don't want to,
I could probably do it for a few hours, but I can't do it all day.
I like the idea about offering them the bounce house though.
Yeah, that's not a
See,
problem.
you know,
But
that
you still
isn't-
have to have somebody there to
No, I
to keep an eye
understand. It's
on
like-
it.
yeah.
To
But let's
set it
first
up
see if they
and
want it.
tear it
That's,
down
you
and-
know,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, definitely.
So are we in agreement that we should offer the bounce house again?
Yeah, that's fine
Yeah.
with me.
That's,
I can't really
Um,
commit to helping with anything else at this point until I get a few
Yeah.
stuff of my own.
Yeah. Sorry, this kind of little off, but I still have the Frisbee golf course thing that
Oh,
I was
okay.
supposed to
that's
have.
true, too.
Okay.
I
I wondered if you picked it
I
up.
just can't get it in my van. I just need somebody else to pick it up.
Right.
I can do that. Just let me know when you want to do it, and
And you just call me. It's
Let's see if
sitting
the bounce
outside.
house, goes, but if not, maybe that's a good idea. That
Okay,
might be
I still
something
Yeah, we
have
can
that.
do the
a
frisbee
little
golf.
bit more unique, you know.
As long as somebody would pick it up,
Yeah, that's
bring it back.
Yeah.
back.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
just wanted to point out, and probably should have pointed this out earlier, old business B is the same as new business A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that, just saw that.
Old business C is the same as old business E, and new business B.
How the heck did I do that?
So as a point of order, I believe it would move on now to the beach wrap-up.
Yep, that's fine. Well, the trail markers are different from the trail cams.
Oh, I apologize. No, you're right. Trail markers, and Mr. Chair, Donna has some pretty big news.
I got
Oh,
you.
do you? Is it good news?
Yeah.
Please tell me it's
They
good.
got the money to put in the pads. That's for sure.
Okay, so hold one quick sec, guys, sorry. We're doing update on trail markers now? That's
Yep.
where we're
Yes.
at? Okay. That is great news.
It's like there's a bomb in here or something. It's a beep, 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 beep.
I was just trying to bring up what he had.
Do you know any, oh, you're
She's
looking
trying to
for
bring up the
details?
information.
Great.
Thanks for doing this, Donna. You're been a big help with this stuff.
They talked to their club president, and they have the funding to raise from the league to put in concrete and pour 18 pads, one on each hole, as soon as possible.
Wow.
So I think they've actually been out there, because they called me and wanted to know if the ball fields were still going, because they had a
Right,
problem.
the last night they were out there, and that was going to be kind of my question to you tonight was, so who has a set of keys from the Flint Flyers for the pole barn and that?
Dave,
Okay, so could we get, like his information, just so we know where the keys are? Because
I
I
have
pulled
Dave's,
up.
I have
I
Dave's
could
You have
information.
Dave-
give you
okay,
the phone
yeah.
number is what I.
Yeah, okay, so it's, because I pulled up and also I saw everything open, and I was like, wow, who's it? Then I saw the frames, and I was like, yeah, they are definitely pouring it, because I saw them there, and I was like, oh, they're Flyers. I realized that
Great.
at the time, so that's great to hear.
And they're working on money for signage too.
Great. Okay. One thing I would like to do is get some blazes up for temporary, just so we marks like the regular nature trails to differentiate from the golf. It is kind of hard to navigate if you haven't been in there before, so I'll try to find some. I know there's spray paint in there, so I can put some spray paint, cut off a little bit of the bark, and then mark the trail somewhat.
For the people that wouldn't know what a blaze is from a fire, could you please explain that?
Oh,
Basically, it's marking a tree, so you can see that it
On the
marks
path
what
you're
you're on the
supposed
path.
path,
Yeah.
right.
It's an old term from out west when they blazed the trail through the wilderness. They actually took a hatchet and marked as you went down so far.
Right.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. I just knew the word.
Osmosis, I knew what you meant.
Yeah. So we'll move on to D, if you're okay, Kathleen?
Yep.
Okay. Beach wrap update from Mr. Hutchins?
I got a hold of Dale,
Okay.
and I told him what we wanted to get done at the beach, put the rest of the tables away, pick up sticks, so we can get ready to mow.
Okay.
And I told him, go down and see what you can, how many hours you want to do it, how many people, and get back with me.
Okay.
Haven't heard of the dang thing. So I'm gonna start going down and picking up sticks, because the leaves are starting to fall,
Mm-hmm.
and the best thing to use to dull lawnmower blades is sticks.
Yep.
And I haven't worked on the zero-turn mower yet.
Okay.
I haven't pulled it out to see what damages are done to that. Yeah, I'm sure it needs a set of sharpened blades, because we're gonna start mowing here in about the next 2 weeks, all the way through Thanksgiving.
Right.
That's a lot of chopping.
Yeah.
Also, I got the battery out of the old Chevy truck, the teal truck, the 93. It's a 2017 battery, and she's shorted out. She won't take a charge.
The battery.
Yep.
Okay.
It's at my house. I got to get a hold of my neighbor. There's a scrapper, see if he's got a used battery we can use. Otherwise, we're going to buy a new battery.
Joe, can you please delineate which truck that was?
The
That
green
was
one.
this 1993 teal Chevrolet.
Thank you.
Green.
We're gonna look for an inexpensive one, some
Joe-
like Scrap Dog might have one.
Yeah, that's why I'll get my neighbor, because he deals with scrap dogs, so
Yeah.
at least to get us through winter. But I'd rather use that truck to pick up leaves. It hauls more, and she needs to be run.
Right.
longer we let it sit there, the more problems we're gonna have. So I'd rather use the old truck than the new truck
Okay.
for hauling leaves.
Yeah.
Because we dump the leaves out here at the
Nature
mulch
Center.
pile,
Over where?
the mulch pile. out
Oh,
back.
okay, yeah, yeah.
In the back of Sorensen.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
If you need help, let me know.
And I also have to winterize the beach yet. I
Okay.
haven't done that yet.
If you need help, come get me or call me.
And maybe, there's not a real tonnage of sticks, there'll be more this
Yeah.
winter. When the spring comes, maybe we can get the scouts, the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts involved.
Yep.
And the public, if they want to come out and help.
Yeah, I'd
They
like
help-
to do that.
They helped spread sand last time on the beach.
Okay,
So that's about the wrap up. That's my intention, so.
okay. Anything else from anybody? Comments or ready to move on then?
Thanks, Joe, for heading that up.
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay, we already, new business, we have Halloween again, so we already went over that. Trail markers, we already went over again. Social media opportunity for creating a new logo for Parks and Recreation. So I kind of thought this might be.
Sorry, real quick, can we make
C?
that A?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Make that A.
Yeah, and then we'll
then-
delete A and B.
Yes. And then B would be workshop, D
Yep.
would be chairperson update.
Yep,
C, D would be bookkeeper, and
E.
E would be temperance.
yep.
Thank you.
I was just thinking that's a good way, possibly we can get some help from the community for an updated logo for the parks.
Yeah,
Like putting it out there as a, come up with the idea. That would be, I think that'd be good.
I
I
think we
can,
could team it up with paint colors, make it a whole, help us with our makeover,
Right.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I tell,
Yeah.
the more we throw out there to have, have the community give us a hand and get involved, then I think it's it's nothing that really costs us anything.
Right.
Sean and I think we can kind of brainstorm about that, huh, the social media part?
yeah, I believe the new Parks and Rec page has been getting a lot of attention here
Yeah, we
lately
have
too,
been.
so.
It is.
It has been. I have a couple questions for you on that, though.
Okay.
Later, off topic.
Was there any certain theme, or were we just open to any?
I would say anything.
Anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
I would say anything including disc golf. Like,
Yeah.
that includes disc
Including
golf.
it, yeah.
So it's part of it. Hiking,
Right.
all of that, but it must also include disc golf because that's our
That's our premier
goal
thing,
line.
yeah.
That's our hope,
Yeah.
Yeah.
our way forward.
No, I think that's good to leave it wide open that way, something. we've
Yeah,
never
even if
thought
it
of.
doesn't show disc golf, it really represents the park.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'd like it to show, maybe we could limit it to the available resources, beach, but it must include these 3, 4 items. Hiking, beach, baseball, disc golf,
Nature.
nature. That's what I would say, it would have to have a parameter so it doesn't get like wild and
Yeah.
crazy. No,
Okay.
Sean's saying no.
Well, the issue is it's kind of like a tattoo.
Yeah.
You put
Too
you
much.
put too much into it, it doesn't make any sense. I know where you're going, but at the same time, we could say ideas are this, and this,
Right.
and then when we get all the entries, then whatever appeals to us in the grand scheme of things,
Right.
we'll go from there.
Okay.
So because baseball and disc golf and
That's a lot to
hiking
squeeze
and
into a
beach
logo.
and a lot to squeeze into a logo.
It is, but we could, well, we'll talk, but we could retain the authority to put a border on whatever artwork is submitted to, like, the icons for those things, is the border.
Yeah, you can do that too.
You know what I mean? Just
Like I
because
said,
I
we
think
could
it's
come
super
up with some
important. We
really-
don't want to miss
Yeah.
one of the,
Well, maybe we
attributes.
select like
I-
3 or 4 of them that it epitomizes what we want to represent for the parks.
Now, why don't we just take those top 3 or top 4, put it out on social media for the public to
A
vote on?
public vote.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It should be
Okay.
so much-
I was gonna say, just obviously whoever's going to be involved with it, but something too is when you make your final announcement, maybe we piggyback on one of the events going on in Holly.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't
Yep.
just, so someone just doesn't show up here at a meeting, let's make it something where people are around,
Like the egg hunt or?
Or even, I'm thinking something more when the village is having something going on. Even if you did it at a car show per se, something where you have more than just a few people, especially if you're
Is
going
that
to
over for
hand
the
out
year?
to somebody.
It's over with for the year, but we could,
It doesn't start
Yeah,
until
but
next summer.
but I don't know how soon you were looking at having this done. I'm just saying, if you found some event that we could kind of piggyback on and say, hey, we got more people out there, that gets you more publicity.
Go ahead,
I think
Joe.
the biggest event in the community is holidays.
So we want
Yeah,
to
but
wait a
that's
year.
not till
September.
next-
yeah, that's like towards the end of
What
the
about the
summer
tree
season.
lighting ceremony?
That's,
Right.
That's way too soon,
Way
because
too
that's
soon.
like,
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
we do fall
That's,
under.
that's the Saturday after
right after
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving,
No,
so.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Do they do
When-
anything for like the opening of the farmer's market? Is there any, or is it just open and?
It's just open.
That's
It's just
late
open,
summer
yeah,
too, or
because I
no,
know
that's early spring.
early spring, because that's where
Yes,
a
May.
lot of towns like Royal Oak,
Yeah.
would do things, when they're at their farmer's.
And
market,
usually holidays is at least 2 events. And it's getting bigger and bigger. We got the vintage baseball game, and that's going to be something that's going to be becoming a regular thing. I'll discuss one on reports.
Well,
Okay.
I guess in reality, that's going to have to be discussed time frame too, about
Yeah.
when we want this done. So that's something probably getting ahead of ourselves here at the moment, but that's just a
No, I don't think so. I
we
think
can-
basically if Kathleen and Sean want to head it up and, whatever dates they think will work.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's something we really need to, I think it's a good idea, and I don't think anybody has a problem if we let them figure out the parameters. What about, no, Donnie, you're good with that? Okay.
And maybe we could involve, if you wanted to, we can involve the schools, like high school and junior high.
Yeah,
They could
that's what I was
Yep.
thinking.
make it kind of a little bit of a competition of, they can get their ideas, because they're the next generation.
Right, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, yeah. And then finalize it during holidays.
I think that's a little too far off, but,
I do too. I think we could get some work done over the summer on the changeover, update, makeover, whatever it is.
yeah,
Because that's when we have the staff, that's when we have, the weather's.
better, yeah, okay. So
Right
we-
on here, you have the next item B, workshop for job description for interim park manager and,
I was bookkeeper,
okay.
but I put that as a separate one.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I was thinking about this more, and I think I would like to get a bookkeeper sooner rather than later, just so we can get clarification on the financials and have a better idea of what's going on, so we have a better idea of what we can spend for a park director. I also think it'll help with getting the bills paid a little quicker. From what I understand, I talked to Greg over at the library, and their bookkeeper takes care of the audit, taxes, payroll, and actually paying the bills. And I think that'd be a big plus right there, because that way we're not putting that task on a new park director, which I don't think it's something we want them to be doing. Plus, it just doesn't we want our park director to get us grants and make sure that the parks are moving and not have to worry about all that other stuff.
When we're adding that on to that job, or to whoever's doing that, we're kind of looking for a unicorn that's going to do everything for
Yes.
us. And that's just,
And do
it
it
would
well.
be great, but we can't,
So you're suggesting then a two-part position, a bookkeeper as well as?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be part of
Well-
the discussion, I guess, for the, if you're gonna hold a workshop, but.
Well, the
That's what you're-
bookkeeper, what the library does is they pay $400 a month for a bookkeeper to do all those things that I listed.
Okay.
So I'm thinking if we can get a bookkeeper for $400 or around that figure, I think that's $5,000 well spent.
And I also think that we're kind of the mirror image of the library. They're
Yeah.
about as big as we are, as expenditures and taxes going in and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
They got a $500,000 extra, they got a whole mill, and we only have a $500,000.
Right.
Still, it's pretty close to the same organization.
Yeah, so I was hoping that possibly we could get this expedited rather than taking time to drag this out, because we wouldn't be able to do this until December and maybe not even past that. But I would rather get a bookkeeper going as soon as possible because we've got an audit coming up. all the other things that are coming up, and I just would feel more comfortable if we had a bookkeeper take care of some of this.
Well, go ahead, Sam, you look like you have a thinking.
Well, I was just gonna suggest, could we do it at like a 6-month contract with this bookkeeper so we could see where we wind up going with the Parks Director?
If they'll do that, yeah, right?
Or does it have to be for a full fiscal year?
I have no idea, but I really don't think
Or
it's a
could
good
it-
idea to have the park director doing the books and everything. It's a lot of work for them to do that when we have other work that we'd rather than be doing. And for $5,000, if it's just, I mean, it's really just part-time work.
And the audit is the thing that takes up most of the time.
Right.
Yeah,
And
break
you
it
have-
down, $100 a week.
Yeah.
That's less than what we pay our kids.
Right.
Right. And the thing is, that also gives you some structure, some separation to
Mhm.
where there isn't any questions, you know, it's like, this is what the bookkeeper says and not what the, you know, the employee says.
Right.
So
Right, and then you have the,
Right,
you have that
separation.
expertise of a bookkeeper, and park director is really not,
So do you have a
Bookkeeper.
bookkeeper in mind already?
no.
Oh,
I got the name from Greg, so I have one name, but I think we should at least talk to three.
No.
And I was, gonna suggest if we wanna expedite it, how would we expedite it? Because I'm not sure.
Well, one thing I think, one parameter would be just what you described, someone who's done this bookkeeping wise. You know, you have someone that, so if we're talking to somebody, have you done something along this line? You know, such as what they did with the library.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm thinking, because what I'm thinking is you could probably check with some other municipalities around here that are similar to us, size-wise, and I'd be willing to make a bet they have some bookkeepers. I think you might be able to get your pool of 3 from something, you know.
Yeah,
along
but,
that
but
line,
the
you know.
thing I'm saying is.
No, I know, I understand about how quickly we can do it.
Right,
That's
how,
like it.
how do we go about doing this quickly so we can get the person on board, so we can get,
So can we make a motion that Kurt could take 3 or 4 applications in for a bookkeeper who is willing to work for whatever we decide per month for a temporary position to,
I don't wanna make it temporary. I would, if I could do it where it's not just me making the decision, but if I could get maybe 1 or 2 other commissioners to make the decision, I would
Okay.
feel a little bit more
How
comfortable with that.
close? So right now, we're at, what's the date today?
The 12th.
The 12th.
Because I already
And then-
have 2 names that I can
So you're looking for a third to round this out? or-
possibly. I haven't talked, I only know about the second. I haven't talked to them or anything. And I haven't even talked to the library one because I wanted to run it by the board first.
Now, in the
Because my
future,
thought was if you want to be
Hold
very
on,
careful
Can-
about
can-
it.
Joe's gonna,
in the future, this employee will be under the direction of the Parks Director,
correct.
administrative, legislative.
No, I agree,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
right.
So, yeah,
But at this point, we don't have a park director. So
exactly. But
Yes,
this is of the utmost urgency to get this financial thing
figured out.
going.
Clean it, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a question that I clarified though. Is this an outside entity, just like we have on some other things, coming in to do our books, or are we hiring somebody that we consider, like Joe just said, an employee?
No, not an employee.
No, it'd be a
Okay, so I'm
contractor.
considering an outside entity that's
Yes.
going to do our, okay, I just want to make that
Right,
clear.
because
so we're
the
not-
library does the same thing. The
Yeah,
bookkeeper
okay,
does
yeah.
their books for them.
Yeah, and they
Right,
tend,
okay,
they 1055
it's-
them as a contractor.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That way we don't have another employee.
Right, okay. Well, I was
That
just
way we don't
gonna-
have to worry about the HR stuff.
I was
Exactly.
just gonna say, it's gonna take a couple weeks, probably to look into it. I was like, would it be a problem if we called, oh my God, don't let lightning strike me for all my complaining on other boards about special meetings. Or would it be a problem to meet in November and say, here, this is who, we would recommend, and this is the situation that we have a meeting for that?
I would rather not have a special meeting if we
Okay.
don't have to, if you feel it's necessary. but-
No. I just didn't know if people felt comfortable with several board members making that decision and coming up with a choice on it, that's fine. But if there was some concern for that, I was gonna say there's an option.
No, yeah, I agree.
There's an option, so.
And like I said, that's why I didn't want to be the sole one making that decision, so I.
Well, that's where we need a motion
Right,
for direction.
okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to make that motion, or?
No, I will make that motion.
Okay, thank
I'd like
you.
to make a motion to direct Kurt and to go ahead and get some other people lined up for, find out what it's going to cost to get a bookkeeper on board as a contractor, and go ahead and do it. So you can go ahead and do the search for it and pick out whatever you can get out of it, so we don't have to have a special meeting.
So what,
So it will come down to the person being a contractor for bookkeeping and financial detailing, and it will be come down to a price.
okay. So you want me to talk to 3 people, get the hourly rate,
Yep,
what they'll do for that hourly rate,
right.
and then we'll have a special meeting to vote on that?
No special meeting.
No,
He's,
no.
No, that's all right.
So who's gonna help me decide which one to choose then?
he's giving you the authority to make the decision on your own.
Oh, on my own?
Yes.
Okay,
And also, that wouldn't be an hourly rate, because I think the library's doing that by, you say $400 a month?
yeah, I think,
That's a
right.
flat rate.
Yes, flat
Flat
rate,
rate.
sorry, thank you very much.
Yeah, so that you'll be approaches, here's what we got, here's what we want, what's the flat rate,
Okay,
okay? And as a contractor.
right.
Okay, so Joe has made a motion. Are you comfortable with that? Or would you want two other people on the committee?
What does everybody else think?
I think for
I don't really
transparency,
wanna-
we need a couple more people.
That, and
on
that was my thought.
Okay, yeah.
I'd say at least
I
2
agree
people
with
on.
that.
Just-
So 3
I agree
people
with
total.
that. Right.
3 or
Including
2?
yourself.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You can have up to
Everybody's pretty
3.
well loaded
Up
up
to
here.
3, yeah.
Yeah, up to
people.
3,
Up
so,
to 3.
Yeah, up to 3.
but I would need to know who's gonna be on board with me with this.
I'll help you out.
Okay, it's Sean.
You want to do it, Joe?
Yeah, I'll go on it.
Okay, so you got the 3. Thank you, both of you.
And I think something to be said too is, if we were in this situation and we did have a director, I would have felt quite comfortable, or, had a full-time director saying that the director go out and find 3 people. So this is not, in our situation, I don't see this as,
Yeah, this is
Right,
not
and
normal.
Actually, that might happen, but
Yeah,
can we
it's,
go back to Joe's
uh,
motion, please? And I'm going to
oh,
go ahead and
yeah,
second
okay.
his motion so we can clear the
Yeah.
word, okay? And what I have is, Joe's motion is to let Kurt Miskovich +2, including Sean Grubel, Joe Hutchins, do a search for a bookkeeper that meets the needs as a independent contractor at a flat rate. We need at least 3 candidates to be interviewed, and then the committee has the authority to decide which candidate to choose. Is
Okay.
that where we're at?
That's nice and clean.
Can I
Yeah.
just ask you a question?
Yeah.
So you're gonna base your amount off of what the library pays? Should we give a range, so,
I think it's gonna be between the 3 of us. I would like to keep it within $400 a
Okay.
month if we
And
can.
that's what
But,
we discussed.
right.
Well, like I
And-
said, the library's dealing with 1 full mill.
Right,
We're dealing with a half a mill.
right.
So we shouldn't be
Yeah, I would
past the
think we
400, we
should,
should be under the 400.
Yes.
Because
I
there's
don't
less
think-
money, less work.
Right.
So,
Add or
can we amend the motion to say up to a $400
A month.
a month paycheck? Okay. Can we go ahead and do a voice vote since we're gonna be spending
Yeah.
money?
Yeah.
Joe,
Yes,
Donna,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Kurt,
yes.
myself, yes, and Courtney's abstained. Okay. All right, good, motion passes.
So we're on workshop for job description for interim park manager. I was hoping to start working on this myself to put together a job posting and get a job description put together. I think it would be a good idea if we had a workshop to hammer this out and get it down so we can actually get the application and start getting a park director. I think that's based upon us, if we can get a bookkeeper and get a good idea of how much money we have available to
Right.
because I don't feel comfortable just guessing at how much salary we were going to be able to offer a park director, because we have all the benefits and everything else that go on top of that.
And the biggest thing is we're looking at, if we get a bookkeeper, we just cut about, let's say, a third of the duties of the director off.
Right.
Right. yeah.
So that changes the scope. It's a box, instead of being a box this big, it's a box this big.
And I'd like to make it smaller. I would like
Yeah.
to, one other thing, just side note, HR, somebody to help with the HR stuff.
We have to. We
Yeah.
have to.
Because I think that's something we need to do, because even right now, it would be a big help, number one, for policies and procedures going forward. Even for the board, I think we might be able to use them for getting our board policies and procedures put together. So that's something else I'd like to do, but I think the big one is get the book director, or the bookkeeper, and then the park director,
Yes, exactly.
so.
Right, and all those things can be hammered out in the workshop.
Yeah.
When did you want to hold the workshop?
Maybe November, when we're supposed to have our actual meeting? We don't have one in November.
No, we don't have one in November, do
And
we?
we don't have one in January.
November or December. We don't have one in December, don't we?
No, it's January.
There's January?
Or is it, no, it's a December, February, so we do have one in November.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have one next month.
Yes.
All right, so we can move forward with that. Then, did you want to hold your workshop before that meeting, though? I think that would be a
I think we
prudent
kind
idea,
of,
so we
yeah.
can present at the
Yeah, so
meeting,
we can get
make
business
some
taken care
decisions.
of.
Yeah.
Okay, so when, you guys want to look at your calendars real quick?
Do we want to do it on a weekend, or do we want to try for a Wednesday?
Well, I know Kathleen and Sean are probably have the toughest schedules,
I'm not on the committee
but
For the workshop?
For the
For the
workshop,
workshop.
that's what I'm talking about.
You don't want to be on the workshop to discuss
I was
the
thinking
job
we would have
postings?
everybody.
Oh,
for the
everybody
workshop.
can be there
Yeah.
since
Yes.
it's a workshop.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
No, that's okay.
That's okay.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
the,
No, I was just saying, you
The
know,
bookkeeper.
you with the catering,
Yeah,
him with his long hours,
you
it's
know,
like
I
a-
will try and make it regardless, so whatever works best with everybody else. Obviously, the nights and
When's your
weekends are hardest.
freest?
You can
November.
have more than 3 people at a workshop.
Oh, yeah, you can do that. The only thing is, you can't make any
We can't spend
decisions,
money.
and you can't spend money, and you can't make, you can't take a vote to do something.
Make a decision.
You do
Just
need
make
to
a
notify the
framework
public
for-
if we all do meet, but, that's fine. Maybe we'll get somebody an idea, so.
It has to be posted as a workshop.
Yeah, as a workshop, but, I just think if we're all together, that makes it a lot easier.
Does it have to be
to-
posted?
Yes.
Yeah,
It has to
and-
be
More than
posted.
three.
and if there's more than 3, it
Yeah,
has to
if
Yeah,
we
have,
all meet together.
minutes
yeah,
have to
it
be
has
taken
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
if there's more than 3.
you're right.
So, for the workshop, what date?
Does weekdays work all right with you, Sean?
We'll have to see. You guys go ahead and make the decision. If I can be there, I'll be there. We're getting into my busy season. Turkeys are starting to get delivered and everything else, so
Oh, sure, use
I
that
was
as an
thinking of
excuse.
Kathleen.
I got to.
I know.
Season 2, so it's like,
Yeah.
So, generally for me, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is most likely available. Of course, not Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving. But, so what are we looking at?
want to do a Wednesday then?
That's fine with
Can we do it a bit earlier, like a
Yeah,
5
I was just
o'clock,
gonna say
6 o'clock?
If that would help you out, then I think
Yeah,
we should try to do
yeah.
that, because I'd rather have as many people as possible.
Right.
Okay, so can we look at
Can't
the
do it the
9th?
8th.
Can we do the, yeah, no, that's election day. So
The 9th, the
Wednesday,
day
November
after? You
9th.
wanna
I was
do
gonna
it?
say, the 9th's our normal meeting day anyway,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
fine.
Oh, yeah,
Meeting.
that's
All
fine.
right, so it's gotta be sooner. Sorry.
No, the 9th, oh no, that's when our
If you're stuck with me
actual,
for another 2 years.
How about the 2nd,
Yep.
November 2nd, Wednesday?
that's fine.
2nd, and Sorensen
Yeah,
at 5?
yeah.
Is that good for everybody? We
At
can
Yeah.
5, you say?
possibly, yeah, we
Yeah,
can
that's
possibly
okay,
be
yeah.
there, is that okay?
Yeah. That's good.
Okay, so, Kurt, can you write up a announcement, please, that we can post, several places I can help you post if you want. November 2nd, Wednesday, Sorensen, 5 PM, workshop to determine the verbiage to be used in the new director applications for the director of Clay Township Parks.
And then we can also note November 9th, our regular meeting, and then maybe we can make a movement on our picks for bookkeeper.
Okay,
Yeah.
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 Let me know when you're ready to move on.
Go ahead.
Okay. Chairperson update, application, I have not had a chance to work on that.
Whoa. Wait, where are we?
See, I was
Oh,
hoping to
chairperson
have,
update.
it's been a crazy couple weeks for me.
That's what, did we not? or
Yeah, we
just
basically
discuss-
covered that,
Okay.
so.
Okay, so that's you, you're talking
Yep.
about. Okay, gotcha.
So I don't have an update at that point. I've had personal things going on that I had to take care of, and
Okay.
so I was hoping to have more, and I don't. We already talked about a bookkeeper for Parks and Rec. Time clocks for Nature Center, Beach, and Pole Barn. I think this is something we need to do, because right now we have the employees writing down their time on timesheets. It doesn't cut it for me.
No.
We have 2 time clocks. One's at the beach, one's in the pole barn. I don't know if both of them work or none of them work because they're cheap.
Right. I don't think the one at the beach works, or it's faulty.
Could we price out and see, why don't we just start anew?
Yeah, we could.
You know, I think that would be the best bet. We have, everything is the same at both locations.
Yeah, and I would like input from a current bookkeeper to know which systems are easier, which
No.
systems
That's.
Yeah.
That's a
to
good
avoid.
idea.
Yeah.
Right.
I know there's several ones out there that can be used with that Square or the iPads that we already
Could be
currently
used with your
have.
phone.
Dial in.
Yeah.
You don't even have to dial in its
So,
apps for
but a
keeping.
current bookkeeper would know that information really well.
So
Yeah.
can we table that until we get a bookkeeper? Because I don't,
Yeah,
I
because
think
I
that
think,
might.
I mean, it wouldn't come till spring anyway.
Right.
Right.
Our
right.
current system's working with the employees that we still have. Are the employees still working on the weekends? No,
We haven't,
No, they're not, okay.
Not
So
that I
it's
know of.
Basically Tom, one employee we can handle.
Tom's
him
not an
Fridays.
employee for us. He's for Michigan Works.
Right, but I'm saying the person that is still at the nature center.
Right.
Right.
So there's only one of him.
Right.
So that
Wow.
bookkeeping should be really.
Well, like I said, we don't pay for Tom,
Yeah.
No.
so it doesn't come out of our
So I
funds.
think this could, I make a motion to table the idea for time clocks until the
Input from.
Bookkeeper. It's on board.
input from the bookkeeper, and at least until the February meeting.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? None. Motion carries.
And one mention on the time clocks, all this new high-tech solid state circuitry stuff, those don't weather well when it gets down below freezing. So those time clocks should be removed and turned into the nature center storage unit so they can stay warm, along with our batteries.
We'll go to 7, public comment. There's no public. Board comments. Donna, you have anything?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Sean?
Earlier this week, I reached out to Richard Kinnaman and Nick Klemp about possibly working on an idea in conjunction with the Township Parks, putting together a job fair for the community. Richard Kinnaman said that he would get back with me next week. It's just ideas right now. It's nothing that I've put us out in front of. But I'm real tired of seeing these kids online saying, I want to be a server, $20 an hour instead of pounding the pavement. Maybe if we can get a job fair going, and hey, maybe the Township Park set up a table as well to hire a couple of these kids for this summer. Maybe we can get some help. So that was number one. Number two, I really like the fact that everyone's stepping up. And, I know this is going to sound cheesy, and I ain't doing this for the camera or anyone at home, but I'm proud of everybody here, and I appreciate everything that you guys have been doing for the parks. It's really kind of inspiring to see how everyone's pulling together in the face of adversity. So just thank you.
Because it's certainly not what we're hired or elected to do, huh?
That's right.
It's a whole new ballgame, but here we are.
Mr. Hutchins.
Two things. I'll be working for Village Parks on Halloween, passing out cider and donuts. The other thing I'd like to discuss this winter coming up is the mower. It's an expensive piece of equipment. It has to be treated right, and so far we haven't had a lot of good luck with the treatment of our equipment. So that's the time the village has gone out and contracted a lot of their mowing out. The only thing they do now is Lakeside and the cemetery. And they used to do a lot of mowing in town, in all their parks. When spring comes, I'd like to get a bid out on mowing. I'd like to get out of the mowing business.
I agree.
It's costly, and it's more costly when you wreck the machinery. That piece of machinery costs us $9,000.
Yeah.
And right now, it's in good enough shape we can get some money out of that mower. It ain't junk yet. So I'd like to get out of the mowing business. It's our biggest expenditure in parks because you put the mower there plus the person on the mowing machine plus maintenance. And right now, we have that one mower that's in good shape. We can still do the trails with trash mowers and the brush mower
hog.
and stuff like that. We got the tractor. But I just hate to see a piece of good equipment like that become trash in no time. You can do more harm to a piece of machinery in 10 minutes than you can in 10 years. And it's just, we can't get nobody to do it.
Right.
And one contractor, this is putting in something for a contractor. Years ago, we had Freedom Works. And they hire handicapped people. And they used to do a lot of the mowing. They don't do it no more. I don't know if they're still in the mowing business. But it gave something for somebody to do during the day besides sit around in a day room. And I don't know how the bids are, but they used to do a lot of the contracting mowing. So, and we could also talk to Brian Clausing at DPW and see what the contractors he likes and does, likes how the job they do because they're doing a lot of mowing in town.
Yeah.
So that's something I'd like to look at in the spring because I'll go ahead and service the mower, get her all winterized when we're done, and then I'd like to get out of the mowing business.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that mower, when it goes down, it's going to be $12,000 to replace that mower.
Right.
So that's my, and I was downtown last Friday night for the Witches Dance, and it was very well put on, and also it was very well attended, and everybody had a lot of fun. It was held in front of the cafe downtown by the tracks. Next year it'll be back in Battle Alley once they get Battle Alley cleaned up because they need the overhead lights. But
Yeah.
it was really nice, and everybody did a good job. So
Great.
that's about it.
Okay.
Patrick?
Well, softball ended up, we bumped our way through to the end there. We talked to some of the participants that were helpful to me because it was a learning process, to say the least. I talked with Kurt about it, and I talked with several of the members on it. I think next year we're going to have a little bit more structure to where we're maintaining the fields, and it's going to be more of them running their league. And that brings me to the point of a couple months ago, the Holly Little League approached, and they also approached Kurt too about using our fields because of everything that's going on with the schools. And I had dropped the ball because when I saw how things were going with this, originally they were going to come tonight and give a presentation, and I kind of, after talking to Kurt, I said, yeah, we got things we got to get straightened around before we sit down with it. But I did talk to Michelle that's involved with it, and what she's going to do is put a PowerPoint together for us to send to us, and hopefully we can get it out for the members of the board, so if we have some questions in that beforehand, so we can maybe get some answers to some questions that we might have about what they're looking for. They have some needs, and what I want to find out from them is what they're going to bring and what they're willing to do and what they expect from us. And as Kurt and I had talked about, I think my thought was if we give as much as we can days to help out the Little League, because, you know, that's the community. But we also got to make sure we cover for the softball too. But, you know, and so that's why I want to see them in earlier than later, so
Yeah.
we can get an idea of what they're looking at days-wise, so we don't, you know, so we can coordinate it with their softball, you know, so.
I think this is a good opportunity going forward. I'm sorry.
No, go right ahead.
Because of the reconstruction. of
Right,
the middle
that's
school.
it.
They're losing, I think, 7 fields.
Yeah,
at
that's
the
right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And that needs to be
Right.
addressed. Can we invite them to the November meeting?
We can. Well, that was the other thing that I was gonna ask, because, you know, looking at what we have now, would you feel comfortable with it? I apologize to her because I meant to get back with her saying, you know, our October meeting, I just think we were ready to have
Yeah.
someone come in and present
What,
something.
what do they want to present?
Basically what they need, what they would be willing to do. And then obviously they'd have, you know, and, you know, I think that's.
I don't see that being a problem.
No, you know, and,
No.
like I said, you know, I didn't know what tonight, you know, it looked like a fairly long agenda and that, and I did mean to get a hold of her. And
No, that's
I
fine.
apologize for her on
Yeah,
that.
let's get them on the agenda for next month.
Okay, that would be great, but,
So
I-
the contact names,
What's that?
Michelle?
I can give you a number. I
Okay,
can-
yeah, just-
I will give it to you.
Just, yeah, email me or whatever.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it's definitely something we should be involved with,
Mhm.
so. And once again, I just want hats off to Kurt for a lot of the work. And I did have a quick question. I knew Mary was in Philadelphia with her sister. Is she still there? or-
Yes.
Okay.
Her sister's still not doing very well.
Right.
So when I last talked to her, I didn't talk to her, we've been texting back and forth. It sounds like she's ready to come home next week regardless of how her sister's doing.
Mhm.
But I talked to Tom, and Tom told her basically, you know, you might come home and then have to turn around and go back, so you
Right,
should,
right.
you know, stay as much as you can, just so you don't have to run, because it's like a 12-hour drive.
I miss her.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
So, she seems to be holding up pretty well. I told her, you know, you need to take care of yourself,
Right.
you know, do what you need to
Yeah.
do, and
Yeah, for sure.
we'll be here when you get back, so.
Is there any way we can support her? She need anything?
Not that I know of, I think you've talked to her.
Yeah, I've
too.
talked to her several times. She's just ready to come home.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard being on the road like that, in a
Yeah.
situation like that, so.
Yeah. So,
Other than that, I don't have anything else.
okay. The one thing I sent or handed out to you was a couple of spreadsheets I put together trying to keep track of all the stuff we've got going on. I put a to-do list of kind of like things that we're currently working on and some other things. So if you get a chance, can you take a look at it and just kind of give me updates? If you get a chance. I also put one like, and this is more for the nature for like Tom and Mary, like for recurring tasks. Some of the things they do, like mop the floors, clean the toilets at the beach, things like that. I just think it would be a good idea to do some of this, so when we do get a park director, they kind of have an idea of things that we've looked
Already
at.
have a thing.
Yes.
Right.
The other thing I did is like future projects, like replacing the padlocks, look at replacing the sign at Sorensen Park, looking into getting signs for beach on Saginaw and Maple, just long-term things. I said they're long-term.
Sorry.
They're wants. So there's really, and then I put a purchasing schedule, because I know they've had us purchase toilet paper, printer paper, water for the cooler, filters for the turtles I didn't put on there. I haven't had a chance to get everything. A maintenance schedule. I know we have to do something for the furnaces. I'd like to get the air conditioning units back up and working. I know there's some other maintenance things we need to do. So those kind of things, if anybody can add more as you think of it, I'll add it to the list. And maybe we can take some time at some other meeting and go over it.
Before I forget,
Yes.
Joe, is the dumpster still at the beach?
Yes, it stays there all the time.
Okay, You said you were gonna check with the dumpsters about putting a lock on it?
No, somebody has to get a hold of the dumpster company.
Because I was gonna say, I could probably come up with a lock for you if you don't.
Well, see,
Oh,
the
no, you
driver,
can't. No.
the driver's gotta have the lock.
Right.
Well, but do they do anything during the winter time?
Do we have a pickup schedule during?
I don't, we usually don't plow
Well,
out
I
the
mean, let's
beach.
get a hold of them if we can get a lock for it, but if they like, we're slow on it, we're getting
Yeah.
garbage in there, let me know.
And we also still getting garbage at the nature center too.
Yeah.
Everybody knows where all the dumpsters are in
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the back roads, they dump stuff on the back roads.
Okay, so what are we doing on that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, it just occurred to me that I did have some extra locks. if you need
Right
something.
now, I'm spread so thin, it's something I could add to the to-do list. I actually did when we were talking about it.
The to-do list, or perhaps Tom could
Um,
call?
Right,
Yeah.
but somebody needs to tell them and get them on board and get them,
What's the name, can you give me the number for the disposal company?
I don't know if it's on the dumpsters or not. They've changed
it's on the
places so much.
bills. I know we get a
If you
dumpster
get
bill.
it, I'll-
Yeah, we get a dumpster, it's in the bills who the
Yeah.
dumpster company is. They've changed dumpster guys
It's just,
3
I can see
times.
that being an issue for us. you
And
know,
usually,
with those
if they
dumpsters.
use the dumpster lock, the driver has the key to it. We don't supply the lock,
Right.
they supply
Right,
the
no,
lock.
I know. Yeah.
So are there signs adjacent, it's been a while, to the dumpsters that say that they're not public dumpsters? and
Right,
there
there
could be
is.
fines
Yeah.
and whatnot?
Yeah, there was, and they rip them off, or they paint over them, or they tag them. The biggest thing I look at too is, we have 2 dumpsters. And if we had somebody as an employee, I don't know, the beach doesn't have that much stuff coming out of there. Why are we doing 2 dumpsters? And we don't have that much coming out of the nature center. Why do we have 2 dumpsters?
That's a
You
good
know, so
point.
that's something we want to look at in the spring. What the garbage generation is and what it's costing us for dumpsters.
And we could
Well-
put it to the curb at the beach for the village to pick up,
We
correct?
could.
No,
but
we have to
because-
watch the ordinance for the village. We're in the village both. And most businesses or churches or anything else has to have a dumpster.
Oh, okay.
So we'd have to check with the village before we got rid of a dumpster and say, hey, like the code compliance officer, say, hey, here's the problem we have. And I see the police sitting around, but you know, everybody knows them dumpsters. I went and closed the lids on the one yesterday at the beach because I thought, well, maybe the dumpster guy, when he dumped,
Yeah, it didn't flip it open.
or the wind blew him.
Right.
No, there was garbage in it. And we end up with somebody's bathroom in there or somebody's
goodness.
garage. They'll just fill them.
Yeah, so what we could do is maybe, if it was okay with the village, is transport our garbage to the nature center and use just that one.
Or vice versa, or
Right.
whatever else.
Yeah,
And I would say, because there's more eyes at the
Beach.
beach one, is to keep the beach one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we put cameras down there, we'll find them guys that like to do donuts in our parking
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I don't
Find
know,
out
but have
when
you
we
seen
wanna
what
know
they've been
about.
doing to the park out there?
And I've informed people at the village what's going on in the parks.
I almost said-
We
Oh,
got-
no, I didn't.
We got mini bikes racing up into the cemetery and golf carts and all kinds of things. Because a lot of times they go right past my house or I hear them
No.
going up through the gates.
Kurt,
Yeah.
this is just over talk. We could
Yeah, I know.
probably
Yeah,
call
I'm
a
sorry, I
meeting.
apologize, I was just.
I just
No,
have
it's
another
fine.
quick question about the beach cleanup. Doesn't the village offer a dump truck for a weekend?
That cost you. The old
It's
brush
like
truck,
It's $15.
no, it's
It's gone up.
between 50 and 100 now for the brush truck.
Wow.
And what they do is they park it, lock it up on your property. You fill it up, they come dump it. Every time they dump it, last time I heard
Right,
it was
'cause
$100
it's
bucks.
just branches and leaves.
Yeah, and they dump it at our brush site.
Yeah.
So we might as well just
Yeah.
do it ourselves, especially when we got a truck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice, you know. I'm sorry about that, I didn't mean to say that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Anything else?
Donna, I think you passed, right, except
Yeah.
for the,
Do you want a second try?
No, I'm just really glad to see that this Frisbee Golf Course is going off as well as it is.
Yeah, I do appreciate
We are
that.
so lucky because if you think about it, if you play golf or something and you got the chance to design a course for
from the
yourself,
ground up.
Yeah,
it's going to be a damn good course.
Yeah,
And
I've
these
heard very
people
great
have
things.
put just sweat, tears, and
Yep.
blood into this course because they know that it's going to be here forever and it's something that they can say, look, I designed this.
yeah.
You know, so if we just let them do it
And try and help us
and we
Get
get-
out of
don't
their
have
way.
to spend out any money,
Right.
you
And I'm
know,
gonna
this is
piggyback-
going to just do the park so much good. And
I agree.
I've
The
been
whole
working for
community.
this since I got on the board, you know, get rid of that parkour course and get this Frisbee golf course in, and I'm just really glad that it's going as well as it is.
I'm
I
glad
agree.
you're taking care of it. You've been a big help.
Yeah, thank you, Donna. To piggyback on that, I've been approached, I told Kurt about it, just Donna and I discussed it briefly, Sean, by a person from Oakland County that tells me
Oh,
that
yeah.
there's a grant available for helping to clear, helping to maintain and whatnot for Oakland County parks. And so we're gonna work on reaching out to them to find out if it has to be a park director, if
It doesn't have
Flyers
to.
could
It doesn't.
reach out,
Any-
or,
No,
Anybody can write it.
Yeah.
But
because
it's
it sounds
just,
like a really good opportunity.
it is.
Anybody
um,
It is a very good
For the
opportunity.
parks. So, that's all I got. We're just kind of looking into that now. Donna and I and Sean maybe are gonna look into letting the Flint Flyers know, because I know that, you know, there's a lot of maintenance to do out there and whatnot, and if we could get some help. I mean, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I don't know what is going on with those 3 trees that's in front of Sorensen that
I need to
were
talk to George
recommended to be
again.
removed, but maybe that could be, you know, I don't know
It
what
does,
it could
when I
cover.
looked at that, it was mostly for invasive species.
But it doesn't, it's
Yes,
100%
but they're
delineated that it
looking.
covers other things
Yes.
as well. It doesn't have to be
No.
invasive species. It's just equipment and manpower that's available to help for Oakland County Parks.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great opportunity. So that's all I got.
I'm gonna call it then. Nobody else has got anything? We're gonna adjourn at 7:14.
Oh,
8:14.
Oh, 7.
8:16 actually.
Okay,
That
whatever.
clock's behind.
Good enough.
And Kathleen, you
Yeah.
got an idea?
Yeah.
Ladies' night out.